Content marketing is one of the best ways to generate organic quality leads for your SaaS business. When a potential buyer consumes your content online, they're 75% more likely to actually buy from you, assuming it's quality content. Here's the big question though. How do you actually win in the content marketing game? And how do you get actual leads versus just a bunch of likes online? In this episode, I'm gonna walk you through the 3 principles that you absolutely need to know on how to actually build a content marketing machine so that you can accelerate your path to that next stage of growth for your SaaS business. Intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Unstoppable. I'm TK, and on this channel, I help SaaS founders like you grow your SaaS businesses faster with an unstoppable strategy. Now, if you're new to this channel, welcome. I drop an episode every single Sunday with actionable strategies and tactics from the trenches on how to grow your SaaS business faster. So if you're new, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon that you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode with the TK energy. Also, if you are already part of this community, if you're part of my SaaS go-to-market coaching programs, my people, welcome back. It's really awesome to see you over here. For every SaaS business that I've ever built, when I was starting out, I started with a content marketing machine. There are a couple of reasons for this. One, I really enjoyed writing. Before I ever started this YouTube channel, before I ever sold Tout app, over 10 years ago, I started blogging about my journey in building my company. And I always enjoyed sharing my knowledge. And that content turned into attracting really great leads. So I learned that very quickly. There was an unfair way to generate quality leads to actually drive growth for the businesses that I was operating. But through the years, I've learned the do's and don'ts on how to actually drive quality leads using social media and using content today. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through the 3 principles you absolutely need to know on how to generate organic quality leads for your SaaS business using content marketing. And if you stay till the end, I have a special bonus principle that'll walk you through some of the common pitfalls I see that you definitely wanna avoid. So if you're excited to dig in, go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, and let's dig right into it. Principle number 1, when you're getting into publishing content online, is to start thinking about a very specific ideal customer. One of the biggest mistakes that I made early on was my product could target a whole bunch of different verticals. And so I would just post one day targeting this vertical, another day targeting this vertical. And I thought the market is really huge. Let's cast a wide net and let's see what we can attract. The problem with that was content algorithms. If you're posting on LinkedIn or X or Facebook or wherever it may be, they'll get confused if you're targeting a different ideal customer every single day. And when they get confused, they basically don't promote you. But if you show up every single day consistently serving a very specific type of audience, the algorithms will kick in and start to double down on you and start to promote more of your content. It also gets you to a point where you start to focus and your message and your content gets better and better, and you can build on the momentum that you have. So principle number 1, if you're starting in building out your content marketing machine, is to have a very specific ideal customer. And it turns out this is a core principle just in growing your SaaS business, period, not just in content marketing. If you're building your SaaS business, what you really want to be thinking about is, if I'm at this revenue level, to get to this revenue level, what does my ideal customer profile look like? And you can expand that ideal customer profile over time for your total addressable market. Once you have that down and you're focused on exactly who you're serving, then comes principle number 2. Principle number 2 is to build and lead your movement. There's a nuance between posting online and a bunch of random things trying to sell your product versus really serving an audience and telling them about a movement that you're leading. The best SaaS companies don't just say, hey, we're just another CRM, or we're just another marketing tool, or we're just yet another AI tool for developers. They actually lead a movement. They stand for something. And the best people in the content game, whoever you look at, don't just publish under the brand, because people don't really follow brands for content, they follow people. So what you'll see is it's founders stepping up, they're owning the go-to-market machine, so they're getting out there and leading a movement about what their software actually delivers in terms of a transformation. They're not just saying we're yet another CRM and you should use our CRM. That's marketing and selling, and that doesn't quite work in the content game. They're going out there and saying, look, you can use any CRM in the world, but here's what what we believe. Here's the big movement we're creating. Here's the big transformation we bring to your specific industry. Here's what we've learned with our customers as they've used our platform. That's a much higher level way of communicating. And when the founder gets out there and communicates that, they get followers, they get people actually engaging with the content, and they turn into leads. And when they turn into leads, they're actually more likely to buy from you because they're starting to trust you and they start to understand your differentiation in the market. Now, there are a lot of different ways to really lead a movement and define a movement. You can't get completely detached from reality. If you start to get too frou-frou, too out there, people won't resonate. That content won't really hit. So it's an art form to really figure out what is different about us. What is the movement that we're leading? What's different between us and what our competitors believe? And how do we turn that into a movement and communicate that in our content? If you watch this channel for a while, I refer to this entire exercise as building a manifesto. A manifesto is your core messaging. It's your strategic narrative. It's the transformation you're bringing to the market. So before you write a piece of content, you really want to figure that piece out because that will help you drive content on a daily basis that's consistent and really communicating to your target audience about why they should listen to you. Once you have these two pieces, then you have the beginnings of a proper content marketing strategy. Then comes principle number 3, where you put it into action. And before I go into that, let me pause here for a second. Are you starting to see the power in this? There's already some nuances on how to win in the content marketing game. A lot of people post content, but they don't get leads. They may get some likes, and then it fizzles out. The key to winning in the content marketing game, and when it works, it's incredible on the number of leads and the number of quality leads and what it does to your sales process and your product-led process. It's incredible what happens. But in order to get it going, you really want to get the foundation right. So even starting with who's my ideal customer and what's my manifesto goes a really long way in helping you be successful in the content marketing game. If you're starting to see the power in this, before I go into principle number 3, can I just get a yes in the comments below? And also smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It just loves it when you do that. And so do we. We put a lot of love into this content. Also, if you are in that stage where you're like, TK, I've got revenues, I've got product, we really believe in something where we don't quite know how to communicate it, we don't quite know how to get all these pieces going, this is why I created my SaaS Go-to-Market coaching program. You don't have to go anywhere right now. I'll tell you more about it at the end of this episode. I'll link to it below. Let's go to principle number 3, where this all comes together. Principle number 3 is to drive consistent content to educate your target buyers. There's a difference between just posting versus doing content consistently to educate your buyers. This builds, like principle number 1 is specific buyers, specific ideal customers that you're talking to. Principle number 2 is a very specific and differentiated message about the unique perspective you're bringing. Once you have those two pieces, the way you build on that is you go to the channels, whether it's LinkedIn or Twitter or Outbound or whatever, or SEO or blogging, whatever content channel that you choose, what you want to do is you want to get consistent. And you actually want to go from a place of educating your buyers. The biggest mistake that I see founders make, and really even professional marketers make, is that they go out there and start marketing and selling. And that doesn't work. People are just going to keep scrolling and ignore whatever you're posting. It's when you get out there to educate your buyers. It's when you represent a unique transformation you're bringing to the market. It's when you actually share like, hey, here's what we've learned and you should learn it too, based on the customers we've worked with. That is when content really starts to take off. And one of the most important pieces on this is you always want to tie it to some sort of a lead magnet. When you actually share content consistently online, you'll also want to link to your lead magnet so they actually become leads. Otherwise, people will say, cool, nice content, and they'll scroll to the next thing. And there's a unique distinction on how to do that effectively. The best way to do it is actually take your manifesto and turn it into a lead magnet and then plug it into the consistent content that you're publishing. That way, every single time you're educating the buyers and delivering value, you can say, hey, check out my lead magnet. And that way you can become a lead and you can get more details about this. Super powerful. Okay, now, based on all of those 3 things, you will be able to launch your content marketing machine. Now, there's some gotchas that always come up. So here are some bonus principles that you should know about. Number 1, the whole reason you're doing this is for leads, not likes. There are a lot of brand marketers that steer founders the wrong way and say, look, we just need to share cool stuff and we'll get 1,000 likes. And I'll always look at it and say, cool, did you get any revenue from it? And very quickly founders will say, yeah, we used that agency, they posted for me, we got a bunch of likes, I got a bunch of followers, but we didn't get any revenue. revenue. The biggest thing you want to know when you're doing the content marketing game the right way is you want leads and not likes. And this all goes down to these 3 principles and doing them in the most effective way, so you're actually driving for leads. The second thing that you want to know is you want to outteach, not outspend. You don't want to go out there and say, look, I just want to spend a bunch of money on ads, or I just want to send 1,000 emails with my content, or I just want to post and tell them about how awesome we are. If you do that, you're just going to be another one of those and no one's going to pay attention to you and you won't win the content marketing game. You want to take it from a place of teaching. You actually want to educate your buyers about that transformation. And just remember that when you're writing a piece of content, because that will ensure that you're really getting that voice out there. The last piece is to think about serving your audience versus selling to them or marketing to them. The moment you think of it as content marketing, I'm going to sell them on my product, the moment you'll lose. That content will just not get prioritized by the algorithms. It's smart enough and people just don't like it. But if you think about serving your ideal customers, about your narrative and your manifesto, and then you tell them, hey, to learn more, engage with us, that's when content marketing really kicks in. And the only way that'll work is if you actually go into it from a place of serving your audience instead of just trying to sell to them or market to them. So let's recap. Here are the 3 principles that you absolutely need to know to win in the content marketing game so that you can generate organic leads for your SaaS business and drive growth. Number 1, pick a very specific ideal customer that you want to be writing content for. Number 2, you want to build and lead your movement. Don't just write random content that you think will get likes. Leads are more important than likes. So think about what your movement is, what your transformation is, what your messaging is that differentiates you, what you believe that no one else does, and start to write content about that. You start to write content about that, people will resonate, and that way you will actually get actual leads and revenues versus a bunch of likes or crickets. And number 3, be consistent. Consistently post and educate your buyers and make sure that you're driving to your manifesto, your lead magnet, so that you are actually generating leads. So you'll want to be consistent about it. And remember, this compounds. Once you really get it going, it becomes easier and easier, and it can actually scale for you. And finally, some of the bonus pieces, you want to focus on leads, not likes. Don't hire that shitty brand marketing agency that will ghostwrite for you. It won't work. You'll get a bunch of likes and then no revenues. Make sure that you're out teaching them versus trying to outspend the competition. Out teach your competition. Serve your buyers instead of marketing or selling to them. And that will really up-level you in the content marketing game. You do these pieces, you will be able to rise above the competition. You will be able to lead a movement and you will be able to differentiate yourself in a very competitive space. And now you know exactly what it takes to build a proper content marketing machine. Now, what you may not know is, TK, how do I actually hone in on a specific ideal customer profile? You may be wondering, TK, what does my manifesto look like? What is my movement? What is my strategic narrative? How do I differentiate myself from the competitors that I have? You may be wondering, TK, do I post on LinkedIn or X or Facebook or Instagram? Do I blog? Do I do SEO? Also, how do I structure my posts? How do I structure my posts so I get leads and not likes? How do I turn my manifesto into a lead magnet? And how do I actually run this on a consistent basis? And how do I make it where I can still be a CEO and I'm not just doing content all day and I can get scale? These are all questions that come up when I'm working with founders to actually launch their content marketing machines and launching their scalable go-to-market machines. So this is why I created my SaaS go-to-market coaching program. Inside of this program, I work with you to actually teach you how to implement these pieces step by step and actually run the play so you can accelerate the growth of your SaaS business. So if you want to work together, just go to tkkader.com/GTM. On that page, you'll get all the details of how the program works. Now, the program is really powerful because we focus on these 3 core pillars. First, we actually teach you how to build out your ideal customer profile. Everyone thinks they have an ICP until they work with me. We go through a 29-point analysis to actually build out your ICP in the right way so you can actually accelerate your growth. Once you have your ICP, then we flesh out your manifesto. This is your narrative. This is your strategic narrative. It's your positioning. It's your messaging. It's the bedrock of how you're going to run your content strategy and also how you're going to position yourself in the market. Once you have those 2 pieces, you essentially have your core go-to-market strategy. And then we teach you how to run a Broadway show. A Broadway show is a consistent set of sales and marketing activities that will bring your message to your ideal customers on a consistent basis so you can generate leads, convert them to real pipeline, and whether you're product-led or sales-led, you'll be able to get them into the buying process and drive to revenues. It is an incredible program. I've worked with hundreds of founders through this program, and they've unlocked tremendous growth. Now, the one thing that I know is the better the fit, the better the results, which is why on that page, you'll get all the details. And if it sounds like you want to work together, just fill out the little form and we'll get on a call. On the call, we'll ask you some questions about where you are in the business, what you're struggling with, and what your goals are. And if it sounds like it's a fit, we'll be off to the races right away. So just go to tkkader.com/GTM, fill out the little form, and we'll see you on the call. If you got value from this video, please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It just loves it when you do that. And so do we. We put a lot of love into these videos. If you have a fellow founder, if you have a team member, if you're part of a Slack group or WhatsApp group with other founders that would get value from this video, please share this with them. I also drop a video every single Sunday with actionable strategies and tactics from the trenches on how to grow your SaaS business. So if you got value from this video and you want to see more of these, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell icon. That way you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode. And lastly, remember, everyone needs a strategy for their life and their business. When you are with us, yours is going to be unstoppable. I'm TK, and I'll see you in the next episode or inside the SaaS Go-to-Market Coaching Program. Just go to the link below, fill out the form, and we'll see you inside. Take care.